Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages and what cards come out in this reading for you. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out and what messages come through the cards that come out in this reading for you today. So the first card that we have is the King of Wands. We do have some fire sign energy with this. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, Leo, or even an Aries. We have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. And we have the Seven of Swords also in the reverse. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords. So the Nine of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like bringing some kind of a relief into the situation. I do feel like there's a sense of being able to actually have what feels like a huge burden being taken off of your shoulders within a connection. I also feel like being able to get to a place of having clarity with somebody is also bringing that feeling into a situation. I do feel like with that Nine of Swords showing up in the reverse, this also feels like having a sense of being able to actually trust a situation with somebody. So it does feel like trust being brought into a situation with somebody. I do feel like that could be happening from hearing from a person a truth that does relieve things for you, especially mentally. And do you feel like the situation may also be a sense of being able to have some kind of truth being brought into the situation with somebody is leading to getting to a place where it feels like you're having clarity brought into a situation with them. I do feel like with this Nine of Swords showing up in the reverse, this also feels like a relief of worry. So this does feel like being able to experience any of your fears and your worries being something that is proven wrong. With the King of Wands showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of a person who is taking the lead on things. This does feel like somebody's taking the initiative. And I also feel that with this King of Wands showing up over here, this feels like a sense of somebody who's quite bold when it comes to taking the lead. I do feel like they are making big steps or taking big actions to be able to show you how much you mean to them. And I do feel like you mean a lot to this person. I also feel like this person's quite passionate about you and about your connection. I do feel like with this King of Wands showing up over here that this person is somebody who feels things quite deeply or quite strongly. I also feel like this is someone you can also trust to be able to follow through on anything that they say they're going to do or anything that they say that they feel. I do feel like with this King of Wands, this is a very passionate energy. It's also a very bold and courageous type of energy. So the situation is actually, as far as the way that this person feels about you, they are in a space where they're motivated, and I do feel like they're going to act upon being able to make things happen. So as far as the effort, as far as taking the initiative, I do feel like they are showing up in that way because of just how much this connection means to them. I do feel like this person is a fighter, and when something means something to them, and when someone has their attention, they are going to do what they can to make something happen. With the Eight of Swords showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being able to be connected to somebody, especially on an emotional level or even in mental level. That mental connection does feel like it's bringing a lot of clarity. I do feel like there could be a conversation that's being had that's really leading to the sense of relief and even just relieving of any stress and any worry or any fear. This does feel like being able to have answered questions that are bringing back the sense of being able to really experience that relief, especially when it comes to any kind of doubts. I do feel like with the Eight of Swords, this also feels like a sense of having clarity being brought into the situation for yourself, from yourself. And I do feel like being able to experience a sense of also being able to have a sense of allowing the situation to unfold naturally. And I do feel like with this Eight of Swords, this feels like a pretty relaxed energy with it in the reverse. I do feel like there's a sense of also being able to have clarity as far as where you stand and what you want with someone. And with the Seven of Swords showing up here in the reverse, this feels like a very honest energy. I do feel like there is some kind of truths being brought into the situation. I do feel like there's a sense of being able to also have very meaningful communication that's also letting you in on this connection, and it does feel like somebody including you. And I do feel like with the Seven of Swords showing up in the reverse, this could even feel like being able to experience somebody's hearing something from someone that feels like a confession that somebody may have been holding on to. Do you feel like this person has something to say, and when it comes to what they have to say, it has a lot of weight to it? I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Five of Wands, it's in the reverse. We have the Four of Pentacles, also in the reverse. And we have the Page of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Cups. So this Page of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like a pretty young energy as far as being in a space of being able to actually experience the blossoming of emotions and feelings within a situation with someone. I do feel like with this Page of Cups, this is a pretty romantic energy as far as those feelings go. I do feel like there's the sense of also being open to actually exploring those emotions for oneself. But I do feel like it could be in the initial stages when it comes to being able to experience really exploring those feelings within a connection with someone. But when it comes to the way this person feels about you, I do feel like there could also be a sense of being quite enamored. There is a sense of even having that infatuation towards the situation and even towards you. And with that desire to act upon feelings, with that King of Wands and that Page of Cups, I do feel like this person is going to approach you in a way that feels a little bit subtle. I do feel like it feels a little bit gentle in their approach, especially with this Five of Wands showing up in the reverse. It feels peaceful the way in which they're coming at it and they're approaching things with you. But I do feel like there's a desire to be able to actually make a move towards being able to either express those feelings and be able to see where those feelings can go with you. But with this Four of Pentacles showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an open energy. So I do feel like you could be open to what this person has to say to you, but this does still feel a bit cautious. So it does feel like a sense of being in a space where it's like you're hearing this person out, but I do feel like you could also be a little bit cautious. And I do feel like with the Page of Swords showing up over here, this feels like an energy of being curious and a bit interested. I do feel like with the Seven of Swords showing up in the reverse, this definitely feels like somebody confessing something. It does feel like new information being brought into a situation, but I do feel like there is a sense of an expression from this person. And I do feel like with that Page of Cups showing up here, this feels like it's coming from a loving place. I do feel like it is also a sense of a relief when it comes to being able to hear this person out. And I do feel like this person may also feel quite relieved when it comes to being able to get that out with you. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have calling in your soulmate. We have soulmate, and we have free yourself. So this calling in your soulmate card, I do feel like there's an energy of somebody who's been in a space of wanting to be able to either express something, but it's like they've been in a space where they could have been holding back. I do also feel like there's a sense of really being quite intentional in the way this person moves. So I do feel like there's a sense of right timing, right person, right place, and I do feel like they are also somebody who's going to approach things in a way that is going to make sense. As far as being able to honor and show how much they value you, how much they value the situation with you. This does feel like this person also is somebody who's looking for something deep, something that is going to be more meaningful. And I do feel like as far as a searching of a soulmate kind of a connection, this does feel like this person may be able to actually feel that with you. Do you feel that there's also a sense of this person being quite open to it and being in a space where they have been waiting for being able to have that with somebody? With a soulmate card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of being able to have a connection that's unfolding in a soulmate-like way. I do feel like you and this person can feel deeply connected, and I do feel like there is a sense of being on the same page with this person, especially as far as that sense of this person being in a space of wanting to be able to pursue and go after something that feels like it is something that's making them feel something deep, something strong. And I do feel like when it comes to the way they feel about you, they are deeming you as being potential for a soulmate, and I do feel like your connection is one that feels like that of a soulmate. With the soulmate card showing up over here, this does feel like a strong connection. I do also feel that there could be some kind of hesitancy or doubts, especially with that Four of Pentacles showing up in the reverse. But with this card showing up over here, this feels like also confirmation of this connection being something that is much deeper, meaning more, and being one that is a soulmate connection. I do feel like with this Free Yourself card showing up over here, this has to do with that Eight of Swords showing up in the reverse, and even that Nine of Swords showing up in the reverse. This does feel like an energy of being open to a situation or somebody, and I do feel like also being able to connect from a space of being open and being able to actually let someone in. I do feel like with this Free Yourself card showing up over here, this also feels like a sense of being able to explore this connection without any preconceived fears being something that's acting as a barrier. So being able to let things unfold naturally is what I am getting. And I do feel like this also has to do with divine timing as well. And with this Free Yourself card showing up over here, this also feels like a sense of being able to be in a great place for yourself, and even as far as being emotionally content within yourself as far as this connection meeting you. And I do feel like there's a lot of potential here. I also feel that when it comes to the way this person feels about you, they feel that too. And I do feel like with the Page of Cups, this feels like blossoming of emotions and feelings within a connection with two people. This also feels like a lot of attraction as well. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Cancer. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Cancer.